Let us purchase 2 first-class tickets, please, to Dubai.
Dubai.
We need to get to the Dubai Film Festival. We've got a short sub-doc about the plight of the Iraqi people who live in Beverly Hills.
Okay, well, I have one flight left out to Dubai.
Buddy, he's an older gentleman. You know, he's probably like
Episode 10.
I mean, he's upper 60s for sure. But
therapist guy?
He is a therapist, and I don't believe he ever did one-on-one therapy with just like, you know, Jill from down the street. He worked in the court systems. He was the guy that when a criminal or whoever, supposed criminal, you know, innocent until proven guilty, was brought in, and he claimed insanity, or his defense claimed insanity, it was his job to sit with this person. And he was the one that the court would have decide whether they were insane or not. And so based on his breakdown on his sessions with his evaluations with these individuals, he would then go to the court, and then they'd be like, all right, well, you're full of shit, or you aren't. And I think he said he was fooled once. He says it was exactly like, what's the one with Richard Gere and Edward Norton? Primal Fear. You obviously haven't seen it. You would have. No, you haven't seen it.
Is that the one where Edward Norton is like acting like he has a disability, some type
like
of
almost like
mental
he's
disability?
a little slow, you know,
Yeah.
like a little touched.
Yeah.
The entire movie, just so sweet
No,
and nice.
I've seen it. It's
okay,
I just couldn't
it's
remember
fantastic.
the name.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Primal Fear, I immediately think alligator for some
that was
reason,
a
like some of the
great
crocodile.
movie,
It is a
dude.
great movie.
Yeah.
So he said it was the same thing. The guy, he said, it just absolutely seemed completely like the crimes he committed, basically no recollection. And then after the crime, I guess like a year later, happened again, and they found out so he was given insanity.
Yeah.
He wasn't. And which is crazy. But anyways, he dealt with people a lot. But the only client I believe that he had on a regular basis that was not connected to the court system was Walt Disney's son. And he would be flown out on a private jet to do sessions with Walt Disney's son, which can you imagine the cost of these sessions?
Oh, it's got to be like ridiculous because
I'm guessing
you're Walt Disney's
it's probably
son.
retainer,
Yeah.
right? It's probably like, we'll pay you $60,000 a year, and then 25 times a year we'll come to you, fly you to him, and let's just say that to me comes off as an emergency situation, because if you're being flown, unless you're being flown twice a week, I don't know how frequent these situations are with therapy, but I have to imagine that it's a holy shit moment. And you know, what is a person who's like a billionaire's holy shit moment looks like compared to a poor person's holy shit moment? Is he like launching his Mercedes into the lake?
Well, yeah, he's got a lot more things at his disposal, so he could just be like, I'm launching all the fucking Rolls Royce off the cliff today.
Yeah,
and they're gonna fill him with dynamite.
I have to imagine a billionaire's holy shit, we need a therapist, fly him here now in the private jet moment is, or maybe not. Maybe he's like the movie flopped, and I'm not going to be able to buy that island that I thought I was going to be able to get. I don't know.
Or he just calls his therapist.
Or he just wants to talk about his dad. You know,
which were all therapy ends, anyways.
Yeah, it's your father.
It's
Wouldn't
one
that
of those
be?
two
You know what I should ask him? Did Walt Disney ever touch Walt Disney Jr.?
Yeah.
Maybe he would know that.
Well, hopefully,
because I've not been real drunk with him, and he'll open up to me.
I
He'll
mean,
talk to me.
hopefully he doesn't answer the question, but hopefully for us he does.
No, he would. He would. He's
not supposed to.
I know he's not supposed to, but like
he does do that shit.
No, I've never asked him about individuals. I asked him about like court cases where he doesn't divulge a name because it's pointless, because I would never have heard of any of these people.
Yeah, but did he say anything specific about Walt Disney's son?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never asked, though.
Oh, okay.
About that. And maybe it's because I didn't want to impose, but that was like early into me meeting him. But if I was to get drunk with him now, that is the first thing I'm going to ask. And I'm going to ask until he stops me.
Yeah.
You know, until I know it's not going anywhere. Because I feel like there's so many mysteries out there. It's like, you know, and also to figure out if where Disney touched Junior Disney, do you bring up the Mickey Mouse and say where did Papa touch Mickey?
You hear that, fucking Walt Disney fucking Jr., man? We're spilling the beans, baby. We're going to hear it all. All we got to do is get them a little liquored up first.
I know, right? I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping. So,
Yeah, so therapy, man. Question is how come you haven't gotten to any therapy?
I did when I was a kid. I went to one session. I don't remember it at all. I just remember crying the entire time.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom took me because my mom was a reactionary, and anything that was to happen, she was a young mom, and so I imagined that if any time we acted a little odd, it probably was like my child's, going to be ruined for the rest of her life. I need to get a professional. We need to fix this
Taking her mom,
this problem.
her kid to therapy, that's progressive.
Yes, it was
Good mother.
for the mid '90s, I suppose.
Yeah.
And no, it was just because I was fucking with her. I was fucking with my mom. And I shouldn't say that too fast because it sounds like something
Like
else.
you fucked your mom.
I know. I was fucking with
Which,
my
to
mother.
be clear, Ryan's not fucking his mom.
I was probably like 6 or something. And I remember I was just it was just like the middle of the day. It's probably like a Sunday or something. And
You went to see a therapist at 6?
no. I'm saying this is why I was sent to see a therapist. And I was in my mom's room. I was like lying on their bed. I don't know where she was, but like, the lights were off. It was the middle of the day. And my mom came in and she's like, Ryan, blah, 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 probably go do something. And I was like, Ryan's not here right now. Ryan's gone. And I started pretending like I was like possessed. And she's like, she starts crying. And I'm like, Ryan's back. Ryan's coming back now. Ryan's back. And because I realized that she was saying it very seriously.
That's why you went to therapy?
Yes, she thought I was being serious. And I was totally dicking with her.
But you immediately was telling her I'm not being serious.
Yes, and
she just wasn't
there was no
accepting that.
coming back from that. It didn't last like 20 minutes. It was like a 30-second situation where she probably kept asking me, I'm like, bad Ryan's here now. Bad Ryan's here. Good
But
Ryan's
here's
gone.
the thing.
But isn't that so obvious? She
I think-
knew me,
I think
right?
there's
Clearly
some
I'm one.
omissions here.
No.
Because I'm thinking that can't be the only thing that pushed her over the edge to send you to therapy.
I was in therapy within days after
There has
that
to be more
circumstance.
shit. I bet there was more shit. with
Maybe.
you. She probably always questioned you a little bit, and then she thought, like, here it comes.
Yeah.
She's like, they say schizophrenia kicks in. when
Ryan's
you're 6
always
years
hitting his
old.
balls or something. I don't know. But
He's pooping in coffee cups
Yeah.
and shit. His boy's out of line.
I guess it could have been a couple things, but like that for sure, whatever that was, I know because I do remember this. Maybe I don't remember this. Maybe my mom just told me this, but my mom was in the room, and I guess the therapist was like, "Why are you trying to hurt your mother? Like, what are you trying to do to her?" And then all I did was cry. The only thing I remember is just crying as she talked to me, and my mom eventually took me out and I guess she just yelled at the therapist.
Was this person an actual therapist?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a-
And
like
my mom told me that she had me go sit outside. She yelled at the therapist and then took me out. And I never went to therapy again. She clearly, I don't know what she thought this person was going to do, like put me on a conveyor belt and just tap into my head. Lobotomy, maybe. Maybe she asked for the lobotomy and all she got was this lady trying to dig into my
That's a
problems.
lot for a 6-year-old, but that's what you were doing. You were trying to.
I was trying to elicit a response from my mom. I was trying to freak her out, obviously.
Yeah. So
'Cause it's
why
funny.
would you want to freak her out?
Because it's funny.
But it's
Same
obviously
reason.
you probably know your mom.
Yeah, she was very easily.
Let's do it right now. Okay? Okay? Why would you do that to your mom?
Honestly, I think because growing up.
Oh,
that's very
pause.
professional of you.
It's Kaiser Permanente.
What could Kaiser possibly have to say to you? Let us know. Put it on speaker.
With an important message for Kyle.
Important message for Kyle. It's not that important.
No,
Yeah.
it's just confirming my appointment for
Yeah, of
tomorrow.
course. What were they going to say? Ryan or Kyle, something about the surgery. We left a scalpel in there. We couldn't find it. We just realized.
I emailed my doctor about getting some more time off of work because they
course
want
you-
me to fucking go to work tomorrow
Fuck you.
for light duty. I had surgery, folks.
Yeah.
Umbilical hernia surgery.
They put you under?
Yeah.
How was that?
Got propofol, bro.
You remember fucking nothing, right? You just
I
were
mean,
awake and then you were awake.
I remember I was there, and I think they gave me some drugs first when I got there.
They just slipped that
I
bitch
felt
in your
tired,
IV, though.
very
You
real-
don't even.
real dreamy and stuff like that. And then they kept asking me, is your name Kyle? Are you here for surgery? Yes. And then went into a room. And I remember, like, when the doctor comes in and is, like, digging through my robe and shit.
Yeah.
And my penis is, like, flopping around, and I'm just like, oh, just kind of...
Whoa!
Can you back up for a second?
Hey,
so
man.
I can put him in a spot. I know you're going to be looking at it the whole time, but Jesus. So, but yeah. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Okay, but I understand. But, like, was it they were doing the surgery, they put you were unconscious, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they obviously they do something. The doctor comes over. Typically, it's the anesthesiologist. They start talking to you, and then they start counting down. And obviously, you don't remember.
There was no counting down that I remember. I remember they hooked up an IV, they did something, and blah, 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 and just kind of faded into nothing.
So you remember being awake, and then being awake, just
being awake, a little kind of tired, and then woke up, and they said, "We're done."
Dreamless.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. No, I don't know if it was dreamless.
It's tough too, right? Because you may have had a dream, but would you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they're shutting down that shit in your
part
brain.
of your brain. Yeah, I don't remember. For some reason, I felt like there was something kind of going on. Maybe it wasn't a dream. I was just remembering what had happened right before.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird experience.
Yeah.
When you get put under.
Because you could have woken up. They could have just sewn your nipples to your eyelids.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what's happening. And
No.
and how many?
I'm sure there
is that mic close enough to you. I just feel like you're gonna come out real quiet.
Okay.
Just saying.
Right there's good.
You know how many stories you hear about where there's they find out afterwards, and I don't know how when these lawsuits come up where the person it seems to be a woman for the most part, obviously, or not even necessarily, but you'll have someone in surgery, and then you'll have the
like the dentist
surgical
fucking
staff
touched her, groped her when she was
or you'll
out.
just have them taking pictures, like silly pictures of the person who's under. Now, if I was immediately put in that situation and we weren't if you and I were drunk and brought into a surgery room and they were doing surgery to someone, wouldn't you want to take a silly picture with them? Now, granted, I haven't taken the Hippocratic Oath. It is not my job, but I think my initial feeling would be to take a picture with someone.
I agree with you, and I don't think there's any problem doing that because
especially if it's a friend.
Mistake number one, they're letting you into the surgery room.
Yeah, especially if it's a friend.
Which shouldn't
by the way.
be happening anyways.
No, this is very
but
not realistic.
I'm sure there's like some type of rules, be like, there's no flash photography,
no drunk bystanders.
Yeah, and usually don't they have you like in that fucking like the like booth seating,
That is,
they have like
only
the OR down
in
there.
Colleges. I think I bet you at like UCLA Hospital, which is also a
some
school. they
large
probably do that.
hospitals and stuff.
Maybe. But I'm not saying I'm okay with this. By the way,
yeah.
I'm just saying like the person who wants to take a silly picture with the unconscious person, like I get their mindset, but they're just not able to, compartmentalize when that's okay.
I don't think that's it. I think they know it's not okay.
Of course they know
and
it's not okay.
especially if they work in that field, they definitely know it's not
Can you extrapolate you swapping out a piece of customer equipment because even though you know it's not the problem, just because you want to get out of their house?
Yeah.
That's wrong. Can you extrapolate that to
taking
pictures of a small penis during surgery of a patient?
No, I don't. I don't think that's.
No?
I don't think that's a fucking comparison, man. Because one, I mean, you're kind of like, it could be demeaning or demoralizing or whatever-izing, but the other's just like
it's izing something.
You're just basically kind of screwing them over, I guess.
That's true. Well, I bet you what happens a lot of times with surgeries. This is why I tell you to get a second opinion. These surgeons, they make money. They're salesmen too, by the way.
If all my customers were unconscious when I got there, I'd do a much better job.
That is so true, dude.
It is so true. And in fact, I don't need, half the time, I don't need, especially if I don't need the people to talk at all.
Dude, it's so funny. So, Jamie, they've been having a lot of work done at their house. And whoever it is, let's say it's the contractor doing the backsplash, or it's the microwave repairman.
Repairman.
Which is real. This person came. Whoever this person is, her father will stand 1.5 feet behind them with his neck, stretched, looking over the shoulder, asking questions, talking. Maybe it's just pure friendliness, curiosity, whatever it is. I tell Jamie every time this happens, I'm like, I would hate your dad. I love your dad, but I would hate your dad if I was doing work here because like what you're saying, like I'm immediately trying to get done quicker. Like
More time than not, that's how fucking people are, though.
I know,
People
but it's
are the, and it's that. Because while they're standing there, I'm like, are they curious? Do they think I'm going to steal something?
I start to over-explain. If someone wants to stand over me, I'm like, all right, I'm going to explain
sure I
everything to
don't
you.
like fuck their countertop up. What's going on? So that's usually when I start kind of talking to them. But yeah, more times than not, that's
It's one thing if I'm sitting in a comfortable position, doing something like on the computer, like to like doing testing and stuff like that.
I understand if I'm in the house and everybody's in the living room and I'm working in the living room.
Yes, but if I'm in a precarious situation, my back twisted, my shirt's up to my nipples, my crotch is like, or my pubes are showing, and I'm reaching for something and trying to reach like the.
And they're asking you if you graduated,
and you're asking me questions. Yeah, it's like this is not the time. Not the time. Happy to talk with you in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know
can't just say, please don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that Mr. Josh Bradford, the fucking pianist?
Yeah.
Apparently that's why he got fired, is because he told the lady not to follow him.
Oh, really? In her own house?
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And
that
I was
just probably
like,
allowed them to pull up all past,
sure,
misdeeds.
And like we said, if they gonna get your ass, they can.
Yeah.
Anybody can get.
Yeah. And when you go to
all
someone's
doing
place
shit
and they're
we're not
like,
supposed to.
and they start doing that, but then after about 4 minutes, like, I know you probably don't want me hanging out over your shoulder. I'll let you do your work. I'm like, either you've worked in some type of industry where you've been in the same circumstance or something.
I appreciate that shit
yeah,
so much.
I'm like, I'm gonna put
I'm
two
just gonna
nails.
let you do whatever you need to do. Can I? Yeah, you can go wherever you need to go.
Yeah,
I love that.
So I'm gonna run this wire. I'm gonna put 2 staples
Yeah.
per punch. This ain't coming off. I'm gonna be good to you. Be real good. Versus the person I put a staple every like 25
No,
feet, loop it over a nail.
You're supposed to put it every like 7 fucking inches.
Yeah, fuck you. You know, that quadruples the odds of me stapling right through your wire.
First off, if I'm in the other room and you told me it's like, so I got to run a line from there to there, maybe about like 6 foot, and then I go in the other room and I hear, bap, 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 bap. Be like, what the fuck are you doing? So
That's very true.
yeah, man. You don't want to go fucking overboard with the staples, man.
No.
You're just putting more holes in their fucking wall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, completely
I'm
agree.
a considerate technician.
Yeah. No, really quickly back to my mother.
Oh, that's right. The root of all Ryan's problems.
I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of it is I've always, since I was a kid,
Well,
been
if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be born. So
that's true. So her creating me put me in a position to have all these fucking problems.
in one way or another.
Yes, that's true. Mom! But yeah, no, so my mother growing up was a serious reactionary, like I said. Like,
Yes.
my
Send
mother
her 6-year-old to therapy
was the one to explode.
because he acted like he was possessed for 3 seconds. Okay.
No joking in that house.
All right.
So she's still, I love my mother, but she has calmed down significantly over the many years.
Calmed down.
From probably, 0 to 17, 16, she was a little wild. A little crazy, just in the sense of like she loved so hard that she was always scared of everything in the world was going to ruin our lives.
Yes.
So this overprotection, which is probably why I don't like being told what to do. So you could probably get back to there because I felt like I was always being told what to do, and they were always arbitrary rules of just like, where did this come from? No opening doors with your left hand, because there was a kid down the street who, when he tried to open a door with his left hand, his dad, hit him with a hammer. I don't even know where I could go with that.
I get it.
It's like, that didn't make any sense. Like 617. Why 617? Why not 615? Why not pick a number we all can agree on?
Yeah.
Like a normal that makes
She's a
sense.
bit of a
7 o'clock.
helicopter parent.
Yes. And then, would be one to typically, when my mom would freak out, she wouldn't freak out by being like, go to your room. My mom would be on the phone, and we're being loud, annoying children in the living room.
Sit you down and talk about your feelings?
No. So I just remember many circumstances to where we'd be coming home, and me and my older brother, we'd walk home from elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give you 2 real quick. We come to the front door, and we're arguing, but not like screaming, "You're an idiot, stupid!" We were arguing over stupid shit like Pokemon. I swear to God, it was very, and we weren't even mad at each other. We were just having a debate.
That shit today, man.
Yeah, we walked in the front door, and as the argument was continuing between the two of us, my mom rounded the corner with on her phone and did like one of those like crazy faces and throwing her arms in the air because she can't yell.
Yeah.
Picked up our wicker chair, slammed it down, broke the legs.
Yeah.
Because we were being too loud. That was a little alarming, you know. Maybe it was a heavy phone call.
Well, you know, you got to figure she's got to control these two fucking riley teenage boys.
we were like,
so
we
she's
were like
got to
11.
establish dominance,
Yeah,
man.
you are the chair. Picture yourself being
Exactly.
the chair.
You imagine this chair is
Dude,
you.
I remember.
This is your face.
I remember me and him are playing video games, like N64. We were probably like 10 years old, 11 years old, in the living room.
probably.
My mom's on the phone. Probably not a pleasant phone call. You know, clearly, I'm guessing because her reaction to us being loud was a little extreme. She comes out of the living room, drops to her knees, and not like a soft drop. I'm talking like a stuntman in a movie. Drops hard on her knees to the ground, slaps her hands together in a prayer, and just starts. Eyes closed, teeth clenched, just shaking her hands in front of her face. She didn't say anything because she's on the phone. But we took that as in, die. Or, please be quiet.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what it
Because
was.
she's raising 3 fucking boys.
I
They
know.
got all pains in her asses.
Maybe she did come out 10 times prior and said, please be quiet. I don't
Yeah.
remember that. What
That
I remember...
poor woman's just sitting there trying to hear what the man has to say on the fucking phone, gritting her teeth. Listen to you 3 motherfuckers in the other room fucking playing GoldenEye.
I know.
Because you guys been playing that shit probably for 48 hours at that point.
but, you know, come on. So it's scary. And maybe, again... I'm probably not remembering the many times she said, please be quiet. I'm only remembering the time that she, you know, sent a prayer to whoever to curse us for life. So that's. But then now my mom is wonderful.
Well, I think there's 2 kinds of people in the world. There's people that basically their parents make them go to therapy, or it's the reverse. It's the children that make the parents go to therapy. I think that might be the case with you.
But can't we just treat this like a game of badminton? Can't the parents, you know, because of the problems in their past, fuck up their kids to the point where the kids need therapy, but then the kids are so fucked up they keep making the parents' life even worse, and then they need therapy, and it's this never-ending pong game of oh, you screwed me up at 3, well, we're gonna screw you up at 42. Oh, 42, you're a burden to the 17-year-old. Oh, the 17-year-old's gonna be shitty, and then they're gonna burden you, and then they're gonna stick your ass in an old folks' home alone to die, and then there's guilt going back to the kid in their 50s when their parents die alone because they know it's their fault, but they don't realize it's because of all the shit the parents did, and then they also are shitty to their kids, and they get put in a home and they die.
The Wing and Roth story.
No, Connor, my little brother, will take care of my parents. That's his job.
Somebody's got to fucking do something.
Yeah, that's true. No, like I said, they'll live with me. They'll live with me on property, not in the home, on the property.
What did she remember? So I remember you telling me a story where you and Brandon got like lost in the woods, and you had like candlelight vigils because everybody thought you were eaten by bears or something.
No, that was me and Matt and the.
What was her reaction after that? At that point, or would you say some of this shit happened after that?
No, I was 21 when that happened.
Oh, you were 21.
It's never ended. My mom has my mother's intuition is the ultimate. A broken clock's right twice a day. My mom always assumes the worst is happening.
Yeah.
Every time there's a car accident, my mom has a panic attack because she thinks that. I'm being a little facetious. No, that's not the right word. Hyperbolic. I'm being hyperbolic here a little bit, okay? But to the point where she'll text me her multiple hours of concern and fear and emotion that she went through because I had not responded to her because she heard there was an accident in town and was convinced it was me.
Yeah.
This is my mother's intuition that she every
Do you
time
feel
shit
like
happens.
you have any of that shit?
No, because I always assume everything will be fine.
You are the complete.
I'm the opposite.
I'm very much like your mother. I fucking worry about. That's all I fucking do. I worry about fucking. Who in my family's gonna fucking die? What's gonna happen to my dog? What the fucking guy at the gas station thinks of my shoes? Like, I worry about fucking everything.
You see, I overcompensate the other way to where I try and almost normalize the idea of like,
I feel like
when my mom dies,
you're just
when my dad
winging it,
dies.
and you're just like, hey man, everything's cool, man.
No, I'm
just loving life.
I give that. I do.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
But then what's going to happen is all of it's going to become real because I'm always like, oh yeah, when my grandma dies, this will happen, and then here we are.
Other than death, what's the worst fucking thing that's happened to you? Not your own death, like family members' deaths or friends' deaths.
The worst thing that's happened to me?
Yeah.
Uh,
Could be something. Just could be an embarrassing moment. Could you got arrested? Could be you broke a fucking leg.
No, I'll say directly to me. I'm not going to reference family members. I'm not going to do that on this podcast. But family members who have obviously been through shit that I've had to deal with, within the family circle. That is the worst thing, that has happened. But in terms of directly things that has been my causing, I'd say probably when I started the business and I didn't make money for really for a year, and I made thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt, and in terms of direct impact to myself of which ended up working out.
So would you say that's probably one of the most stressful parts of your life?
I'll see. I guess it's the most stressful time of my life was that. Well, I don't know.
You're doing good, man.
Pretty stressful.
Still wasn't that stressful.
That question is not going to properly be answered, to be completely honest. I will say I once almost got molested.
You almost got molested?
I believe so, yeah. I think I was very close.
Let's hear about this.
All right, so I was...
You know what? I want to get high while you talk about being molested.
Okay.
Can I unzip my pants, too?
Sure. Yeah, I can't unzip mine. These are joggers. So I went to... I was with my family and extended family, and we were going to... It was some event in a park. The Valley was putting on some event at a park. There was a bunch of pop-up games and shit for families. There's probably thousands of people. I remember going to
pin the tail on the donkeys.
Probably. I mean, there could have been a circus wheel for all I know, but it was in a park, right? I was with my parents and my uncles and aunts, and I was probably 5 years old. Couldn't have been more than 5. And I guess I was at a hot dog stand or some sort of food stand with my mother, and I was right next to her, and she looked down at me and she said, "Don't go anywhere," as she turned to get the hot dogs. And I don't believe she left me to get the food. She just turned away. And I just went walking off. Didn't like being told what to do, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just wandering around, and obviously very quickly there's thousands of people at this park, and I'm little, right? So immediately I lose sight of my family. It's a big park.
It's not just like a little fucking park.
No, it's a huge park. So I immediately lose sight of my family. Mm-hmm. And so I'm walking around looking for them, and I start getting really nervous, and I don't know if I was crying at this point, but I remember being really, really scared, and maybe I was crying. And then some man came up to me, and he's like, "Are you lost?" And I said, "Yes." He's like, "I'm a cop. Let me, I'll help you find your parents." And so he took my hand, and we're walking around, and he's asking me questions. And then he's like, "All right, well, I'm not sure where they are. Let's go to my office, and we'll find them. We'll see if we can't find them." And so we go, and
stick fingers in your butthole.
No. So we go to the gymnasium at the park. Just imagine any park, big ass public gym with a basketball court in there. Yeah. We go in there. He's like, and there was a group of kids sitting in a circle. It was just open in the middle of the basketball court. No one else in there, just a group of kids. And I remember him cursing. He starts getting mad. And he's like, "Oh, my office is right over here. My office is right over here." And he goes, and we keep walking through, and he starts trying to open doors, and they're all locked. And he starts cursing, getting mad. He's like, "This is my office. It shouldn't be locked. This is my office." And we go out so all the doors are locked. And I don't even know what these doors were. They could have been doors to the bathroom. They could have been doors to whatever office would be inside a freaking basketball court gym.
Fucking janitor's closet.
Stuff like that. We go out the other door, because there's 2 doors that enter this. The other door that enters out the back of this place. By this time, my parents had built a human chain of hand-holding that was crossing this park. And they came upon us and ran up and grabbed me from the guy. The guy just starts bawling, apparently. And they don't know what happened. I couldn't express what happened.
He started crying?
He started crying. And all I remember is the entire time we're going through the gym being like, "This is so weird." I remember just knowing this is weird. I'm like, "Why would this be your office? This doesn't seem right. Why would this be your office?" But, Dole had my hand. We were walking around.
Sure.
And my parents found me and just took me from.
You're 5.
Thank freaking God. 2 things. 1, there were kids in the gym. 2, all the doors inside the gym were locked.
Because if there was an open door, you would have been fucking...
For sure, yeah. And then 3, that my family had built this wall and immediately found me upon us exiting out the other side. And that they weren't on another side of the park. And that he didn't have time to walk me anywhere else. So I I talk about this all the time. I just had a conversation recently with someone how we all think, when people do bad shit, I'm not referencing him. Fucking this guy clearly was unstable. My parents didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't know why he was crying. I never even told them.
Do you know anything about that? Do you know how old that person was?
You know what?
Do you know
I guess he wasn't that old.
what they look like?
I guess he wasn't that old.
Wasn't that old?
I don't remember what my parents said. But I couldn't express to them what I thought was weird. I was just crying. They found me. He was crying. They thought it was weird. And they did. What are you going to do? Just hit the guy? Because at first they're like, all right, was he trying to help? Why is he crying? This is weird. And then he left.
Sure.
Obviously, I told them my story years later once I was able to grow up and realize what almost happened.
Yeah.
But I'm like, when we look at people who say have a DU, a guy crashes a car drunk, kills a family, right? Or any of these circumstances where someone goes to jail for doing something, or just whatever happens where it fucks up their entire life. I'm like, man, I could have been so many times in my life a statistic for something where my life could have been completely different. I've just been through luck, much of it, pure luck, avoided having my life horribly altered by a circumstance like that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've been in the car many times with very drunk people. When I was younger, one of the guys, maybe driving on the wrong side of the road because it's funny, and it's just
any of those times somebody
and nothing happened.
Got killed, yeah.
Nothing happened. We didn't get pulled over. Nobody got a ticket. Nobody crashed. I've stopped at. I remember I've multiple times been in my life at a red light. It turns green. It's just like oh. And then I remember hitting my brother, be like, go. And then a truck just flies through the light. And I'm like, well, thank God we didn't go, but we easily could just bend that person. And I'm like, and here I am, and everything's pretty good. I've dealt with some, difficulties in my life, but man, that dude could have raped me in a bathroom in a gymnasium. I could have driven through a red light because I was driving home drunk when I was 22 and fucking killed someone on a bicycle. My life could have been over. How many times?
What would be your thing, Ryan? Do you think if you got raped in that janitor's closet that day, do you think you'd become a drug addict, or would you rape other little kids, or
probably a little bit of everything? I guess. Yeah.
You think that shit would have really fucked you up?
Yes, absolutely.
That would have shattered everything.
He could have killed me, honestly. Who knows?
He didn't kill you. In our hypothetical
honestly,
situation.
who knows? Maybe I would have buried it down forever and not known what to do. I have no idea. But all I know is that, obviously, nothing happened, in which case I got to just basically continue my life.
You sure wouldn't have that air of optimism that you currently have?
Oh, I am sure my everything will be fine mentality would be non-existent.
Yeah, dude. That's
for sure.
Fucking crazy. How does it feel to even talk about that shit?
I've told the story many a times, and it always makes me, again, go back to the concept I just said of just whenever he thinks that we just done better. We just made all the better decisions. It's have you? Or have you really just gotten, alongside probably good decisions, gotten real lucky by not having your life fucked up by the bad decisions? Go back and think about some of the shit you've done that you were doing at an age you shouldn't have, or whatever you did.
There's so many factors. So, that incident would happen to you, that awful thing, would in turn, you'd make a awful decision later on in your life, and fuck your life up.
Well, yeah, but that would have been something out of my control, right? Where I was lucky, but there are things that I put myself in so many circumstances in my life, because especially when you're younger, you have the ultimate everything will be fine, right? I'll be good. Yeah. And I lived a long time in my life just assuming nothing. I'm the invincible mentality of youth, and it's purely because the shit didn't hit me real hard. It's so lucky, man. I'm sure you. How lucky are you? You could have been. Who knows? Back in Florida,
I don't know.
What could have happened to you.
I kind of reflect back on that. I feel like there was a lot of crazy shit that happened when I was younger. When
you flipped your car over, you could have just died.
Well, yeah, I was in a car crash going 80 miles an hour. The fucking jacked up Ford hit the front fender of the car, not the door. Thank God. I was in my buddy's car. My buddy was on Xanax. He was going probably 60 miles an hour on a residential road that's kind of, winding. And he flipped the car. So he flipped the car twice, landed the car back on the wheels. The hood's going. The fucking trunk's going. We end up driving back to a friend's house.
Whoa! And you imagine, I don't know if you're a regular seatbelt man. I am most of the time, but I pretty often don't wear a seatbelt.
Me and my mom got T-boned real fucking bad in the car. and it knocked me out cold. I had blood on my head. She
Man,
was
that
like,
many accidents?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Statistically, it seems very unlikely. That's wild. You could have been, anything could happen. You could have, again, been a statistic, and yet you're here.
You know, I've driven drunk on the wrong side of the road before. I don't even know how the fuck I got home.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. How many people listening to this have been in that circumstance?
It's awful.
And that's you're like, and I am not saying that when somebody, drunk driving kills someone in a car, I am not saying that whatever bad shit shouldn't happen to them. I'm just saying I could have easily been that person.
Well, that's it, because nobody goes out, with the intentions of hurting other people.
Yeah.
It's not malicious. But when you do it, there is a bit of disregard for other people.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, fuck it. I mean, it's a very selfish thing to do.
Of course. I will say, if someone has, and this is taken into consideration in the law, if you are an individual who has had a DUI, okay, you had a DUI, but you have a circumstance where you crash, while drunk and you kill someone, that is now a higher degree of manslaughter. It goes up to another level of, it's not seriousness, but whatever the term is, basically being it was not with intent, because obviously it's not murder with intent, but it's reckless to a
Reckless
degree.
endangerment?
No, but I understand. Yeah, I don't know the terminology, but it's to a degree. It's a stronger degree because of the fact that you were given a warning, essentially, your DUI, which in California is a lot more than a warning. It's going to cost you a whole lot of money. You're license suspended for at least 6 weeks.
Dude, I had a fucking DUI. I had to go to AA. I had to go to fucking this drunk driving class, thing where they basically told you, they're like, in 5 years, 90% of you are going to be back here.
Well, isn't that wild?
Crazy.
Yeah, so again, it's just if you are someone with multiple DUIs and you do that, it's all right, you clearly show that you are not capable. At least you haven't proven yet that you are capable of changing.
Yeah.
So I would obviously have less sympathy for that person. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to have sympathy in the moment for a person while they're drunk who fucking kills someone. My first thought is never, oh, man, that poor guy. I will say.
But the thing is I look at it, it's awful
for everyone.
all angles.
Everyone's life is over. I mean, obviously people are dead.
And the fact of the matter is, it's your negligence.
Yes.
And you're just fucking, I don't fucking care. The thing is I've been that person.
Oh, I think it's murder.
So
I think it goes from manslaughter if you're only recorded drunk and you kill someone and you have no prior DUI. I think it's manslaughter.
Murder or something like that.
No, I don't know what it is, but it's murder. It's manslaughter.
That's the step above manslaughter.
Yeah. So and then if you have a previous DUI and they do it, then it's murder. So that's where it is. But yeah,
I don't know. Do they take leniency on you if it's your second
it's
or
less.
first?
Yes, because there's the.
I'm just saying, as opposed to second DUI killed somebody, first DUI killed somebody.
No. Once you've had the DUI and a prior DUI and you've killed someone, and then you kill someone a time while driving drunk.
Oh, I know. I understand. It's like this is the third person you've killed this week.
Yeah, no. Again, if it's your
about
first
taking your
time,
license.
there's leniency given. That's one of those things that I was talking to Jamie about. She threw something out. I was like, oh, did you know that this person committed this crime and they got this much time, and then this person committed the same crime and they got this much time? And I'm like, there's so much that goes into sentencing.
Variables anyways.
Well, it's not just whatever the crime is. It's also based on priors. It's based on there's a lot of factors within the crime that adds seriousness to it.
Oh, I'm sure if it's your third fucking DUI, so you're already a fucking repeat offender, and you killed somebody on that third fucking DUI.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot worse.
They're throwing the fucking book at you.
Yeah, of course. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a
and it's just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an asshole.
Don't drink and drive.
Well, there's a chick down the road. I don't want to make this whole dark podcast, but there was a girl off of I think she was 19 or 20.
Us from Lost at Will just want you guys to know.
Get lost in sadness.
Don't drink and drive. This is serious.
That's probably what I need to do. No more sad stuff. Actually, I texted you something recently, and I did want to talk to you about something. That it was a comment that I heard. Oh, yes. Where's this? Oh, this is right before you told me we're not doing the podcast. Very sad.
Hey man, don't be fucking. They don't need to know the behind the scenes on this motherfucker, man.
Where is it?
They don't need to know how the biscuit's made.
Okay. Oh, is that line gone? All right, whatever. I remember basically what it was. So I was at church with Jamie, and
Was it pastoral somethings?
yes.
What was it?
And so it was basically is that? Because I know I sent you something else too. Go find that and go find the other one I sent to. So, and he had mentioned. Oh no, it was a previous week, and the pastor mentioned, oh yeah, a group of me and a few other pastors of ours went golfing, and then this pastor last week was like, oh yeah, we get a
Pastoral competitions.
Yes. Okay. So that is not what they talked about, but it was basically a pastor saying, "Oh yeah, there's a conference of us, or like a group of us, a big group of us, and we get together." And it's like,
was it like church against church and shit?
No. There is no competition. That is not what he brought up. Basically, all he was bringing up was that he and a bunch of other pastors get together and just communicate and talk about ideas. And these are, I'm going to go on a limb and say the majority are probably dudes. Which is just the case with pastors. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, so it's inevitable when you get a group of people, unless you're just going to make a very, very, very conscious decision to have like a very communist style, community here. There's going to be some level of hierarchy, right? So I'm like, how do these pastors, when they get together, someone's going to be kind of the leader? Is it just based on age? Is it who knows more Hebrew?
Who's the better pastor?
Who's a better pastor? How is that judged? Is it by more people who come to your church?
How many followers do you have in fucking YouTube?
What their tithings are? And then like when it's time to pray, I don't know about you, but I've been in many circumstances where you're at a table. It's like, all right, can we pray? And everybody kind of looks around like, who's going to pray? And it's like, someone's normally called out.
Oh,
like,
they're jumping for it, too. They'll be like, man, I've been practicing this fucking brunch prayer all week.
That's what they like. Does the one pray, and then another pastor was like, I got something to add, and they pray fucking harder?
You just got to watch, The Righteous Gemstones.
I just started watching the first episode.
That's exactly what you're talking
about. Yeah? It's like a competition of who can make the harder, longer, more thoughtful,
humanity,
creative prayer.
Man, at its core. It's a fucking all this is a big dick swinging competition. That's it. That's what we're living in.
And who's the coolest pastor?
Exactly. Who's swinging their dick the furthest?
Because they got to be competitive, right? You have to be competitive.
Human
and
beings
how do
are
competitive pastors compete? Where's the measurement?
Where's the venue
of being better?
Where can we watch this?
Yeah, I want to see a prayer off.
I want to, dude.
Eminem could probably lay down some mean prayers if he wanted to like put one together. And just rip a prayer.
I have something funny. Like I wanted to fucking do an impression, but I'm not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it? It wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good.
It wouldn't have been good at all.
No, because I'll tell you right now, I'm not sure of this, but 90% of the time, totally made up statistic, that I hear someone praying, especially at a church, pastor or whoever, it's normally not planned. And you can tell because of the way that they'll repeat the same words. Because I'm like, all right, you clearly did not plan this prayer. They're like, let me have a prayer. Because it's like, you're supposed to come from the heart, typically, right? You just lay out a prayer and maybe reference it back to the message. But it's riffed, right? So who's better at riffing? Some people are just better and quicker on their feet.
Yeah.
And the worst prayer is the person who's just like stumbling over the words and they're saying the same generic shit over and over again. It's like, stop praying.
No, you gotta
say
keep
amen.
Captivated. And there should be a fucking prayer arc.
You know what we need is we need at like the Academy Awards that flashing bulb. Mm-hmm. Some people need a flashing bulb. Just say amen, man. Get off the prayer box.
I think we should what is it like? Twitter's like 100 characters.
Yeah.
Be like, we got to keep your prayer within and if you go past that,
just get cut off.
30 lashings. Jesus style. We're going to fucking beat you with stone whips, motherfucker.
I know. Stone whips.
Yeah, man. They had like tiles on them.
Oh, yeah.
They
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, Passion of the Christ, bro.
Yeah, you let Mel Gibson get his hands on like something like that. He's going to go hard R. It's like, did we really need to see the bits of glass stick into Jesus' face?
That was so intense. I'm like, this is...
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is just uncomfortable right now.
It was like 30 minutes.
You have to understand the gravity. I'm like, I get it, Mel Gibson.
It was like, I don't know what he was more excited about doing, the torture
Jesus
scenes.
up. I know.
Oh, yeah, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Pushing down. I'm like,
I honestly think Jesus was a fucking G.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Jesus was against whatever establishment was going on back then, and he had his people. Obviously, he could captivate people.
Yeah.
I think he was a badass motherfucker, and I think he would look at these people, especially in this motherfucking valley, that are listening to this podcast.
Dude, I
right now.
talk about all the time to people who are like not. I'm just like, people weaponize the Old Testament to hate on shit that they don't like. All the crazy, like, killing, violent, like, this is wrong, this is bad, that's all in the Old Testament. New Testament is just like, it's almost like, if you want to break down the New Testament, make it real simple, it's like,
that was such a movie.
do unto others as you would do unto yourself.
So we got to make this a little
essentially.
more palatable for people.
Yeah,
so,
people are really starting to reject the idea that you basically have to die if you plant the wrong plants at the wrong season.
Whatever. I think they should change their fake story to whatever. I don't.
Yeah, so I'm like,
that's how you know religion's bullshit too. It's just like, yeah, we changed it. Be like, who changed
well,
it?
no, it wasn't like the Jews who have the Old Testament changed it. They're just the New Testament.
Fucking doesn't this shit like come from fucking like etched fucking tablets or some
No,
shit?
no, that's
from Mesopotamia or some shit. What is this? What is this actually coming from?
That's written down. New
Like, where's
Testament.
the
There was
story?
paper.
What's the oldest version of this story?
The Old Testament. I mean, that's like significantly older than Christianity. The Jews got us by thousands of years. Thousands of years. Yeah, their shit was on tablets, and then.
But essentially, most of these are repeating stories, obviously.
No, I mean, the Old
'Cause honestly,
Testament, which is
it's
completely
basically-
unrelated
it's
other than references.
This is like the best sellers
Yeah.
of like the distant past, like books. Best-selling books and stories of the distant past, and they just put these cool stories together and kind of formed a thread, and that's the Bible. Because there's a flood story, there's this story, and they're all like teaching you some type of like moral fucking thing, right? It's
very
what's the guy where he's like,
parables
I'm gonna
and stuff.
fucking kill your wife, and then I'm gonna kill your kid, and then if you still pray for me, then I'm cool with you. I'm like, what?
Oh, the Old Testament God.
What?
New Testament God's great.
Honestly, and if God hates gay people, God's a fucking dick. Fuck God, if that's the case.
Jesus is not one time reference gays.
Of course. Because like I told you, Jesus was a fucking G. He was badass. He was badass. All that other shit, I mean, is just fucking stories, cool stories.
Cool stories.
Yeah.
They're not all cool stories. You ever try reading the Bible? Whew. Man, you got to really want to read
I always
it.
get stuck on the
The title.
Genesis first
You get stuck on
Yeah.
You get done at the I in Bible.
Yeah. God said,
Bible.
There will be light, and it was done. And then God said there will be plants, and it was done.
and then God said, there's, doesn't it do that for like the first 4
And
pages?
then he says, there should be matzo ball soup, and then Rubens, lots of Rubens. Anyways.
I haven't had a good Reuben in a while.
I fucking love Rubens.
Reubens are good, and they're so juicy and slimy.
Yeah.
I always
They are. You gotta be a sauerkraut
drain the
guy,
sauerkraut a little bit, dude.
Yeah, no, they don't even use like a straining ladle. They just
No.
use like the soup ladle.
Yeah, soup
We're
ladle.
getting all the
All the
juice out of that
juice
jar.
Just
Now
leaks of vinegar.
I love me a Reuben. I look at that on a menu very often, and I'm always like, I want it, and I don't get it. You know what I end up getting? The club. And the club's so safe. It is so safe. It's
Honestly,
like playing
man.
bowling with bumpers on. You ever had a bad club sandwich?
To me, a club sandwich is the sandwich for people who don't know what fucking sandwich they want.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
That's my I'm going to be healthy illusion.
It's like, do I want a BLT or a ham sandwich?
Who the
or maybe
fuck gets a
turkey
BLT?
BLT? What?
You're just wasting my time.
Dude,
the
BLTs
club
are the shit.
has the same
The thing
shit.
is
It's just also got turkey.
Yeah, and ham.
Yeah, so why would you get... That's like
to
getting
me,
an
it's
Oreo without the cream.
I like a pepperoni pizza,
Yeah.
but I don't like the meat lover's pizza that has all the fucking meat on there.
Interesting. So you want that bacon to be highlighted because it's really lost in the shuffle.
So all
of
that
the club.
sandwich, just the simplicity of it, the tomato, cut perfect sized. Okay,
How often does
just
that
like,
happen?
And you gotta make them at home, man.
Oh, okay.
And that's another thing. They're easy to make at home. Then you salt and pepper the tomatoes and the perfect amount of fucking mayonnaise. It's got to be shredded lettuce on there
Oh, shredded lettuce.
with
yeah.
like at least 4 pieces of bacon.
Oh, for sure. But are you just doing slices or are you chopping those bitches up? Slices?
Well, I usually fold them. So I'll do folded 2 over, go crisscross.
Crisscross? Yeah.
So
I
you
have a hard
structure of bacon.
See, I am
within
not a big fan
the
of bacon
bread.
on my burgers. I love bacon, mind you, but I don't like bacon on my burgers. I don't like bacon. I'll get them in the club because just one more thing. But my experience with bacon in anything,
What's the difference between that and a burger then? You're like, it's just one more thing. It's just one more thing.
but I'm not getting the burger for the bacon. Like I'm not getting, and I'm not sure should not paying extra for the
Using your
bacon.
own logic against you.
No,
man.
because my experience is I go, especially in a burger, I go to take a bite, and out comes the bacon. It's like a reveal party for bacon. And then the bacon, then I just end up having a side of bacon with my burger. It never stays in the burger.
So, and there's a couple ways I've tried to attack this problem. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I put the bacon on the bottom of the bun.
Like your bottom teeth have a better grip than the upper teeth.
I don't know. Maybe it tends to, if you put that bacon right in whatever's on the bottom bun, it'll hold it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'll do the bacon and then put the cheese over top, which honestly,
It might hold it together
That
better.
might work, but you got to use like American cheese, something regular schmegular.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like thick slices because it needs to melt
Well,
onto.
I'll give you an example of like a move that there's the Jimmy Dean's places out here, right? The little quick, easy places.
It's
fast
confusing
food.
because nothing to do with Jimmy Dean sausage.
Not a thing. In fact, I'm surprised someone hasn't sued somebody.
And this shit it's like a green label.
Same fucking
It
label.
looks just like Jimmy Dean's.
know,
I swear,
it's
I look
so
at it, I'm like,
funny.
oh, Jimmy Dean.
It's so funny. And they both have, it's the same exact place, right?
Yeah.
And they both make breakfast burritos. One sticks the bacon in as full slices into the breakfast burrito. The other chops them finely and fills the breakfast burrito with chopped bacon, which is undeniably, in my opinion, better because it's better distributed amongst the burrito. You don't have to worry about taking a bite of burrito and just, sliding the bacon out of your burrito, which is impossible to put back in, It's like it's like toothpaste out of a toothpaste. What was that called? Tube? You don't get toothpaste in jars?
Jesus,
Where you
man.
come from?
How old are you, man? This motherfucker's 31 years old and got dementia, bro.
32.
32. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the tipping point.
Yeah.
What's the thing called? The tube?
I don't know. How many other things you have in
person.
But how many other things in your life come in tubes? Honestly.
That's true.
Can you think of anything else? Would you call the
Sunscreen comes in tubes. Lotion comes in tubes.
I guess.
You can get fucking shampoo coming in tubes.
That's true.
You can drink shots out of tubes. You can fucking chemistry set and make chemicals out of tubes.
How
in
soft
tubes.
does the exterior of the container need to be considered a tube? Because
A tube is just the shape of it.
but
Cylindrical.
It's not that cylindrical. It's got a pinched back end. It's become non-tubular.
Yeah, but a tube could be, a tube doesn't have to have a pinched end. But if we're describing what it looks like, this particular one does.
It's like half a tube. The other half is pinched. What's that shape called?
You still just call it a tube.
So the shampoo, where it squirts out, you would call that a tube.
Not necessarily. I'd call that a bottle.
Is it a bottle? Well, that's not a freaking tube. Because I was like, all right, so what do we...
I feel like there's got to be like a size. Like, so I think your toothpaste thing, usually, I don't know, what is it, like 6 ounces or something? 4 ounces in there or some shit like that?
Sure.
And then once we exceed 4 ounces, a half a cup, then it becomes a bottle. And a tube is just a baby bottle.
Okay. I mean, it is certainly called a toothpaste tube. Yeah. So, I mean, if that's our reference, if that's our baseline starting point for tubes,
We'll just say,
I don't got a lot of other tubes
we'll
in my
just say
life.
toothpaste baby bottle.
Toothpaste baby bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, man.
You throw me one of those? I can't believe you're eating those and not sharing.
Oh, bro.
Not even an offer.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
You afraid I'm going
I
to...
haven't had company in a while.
I just want one. Just show me one. No, I just want one.
Just want one?
If you throw that over,
Like
all
throw it
that
in-
sweet shit's going to land on this couch and you're going to kick me out forever.
Oh,
That's another thing I found out is that big old rant you went on about how I was going to destroy your couch, that was a message to you about you not messing up the couch. And then you projected the fear that would come onto you to me.
I've learned,
That's what I learned.
I've learned I'm not good with that chair because when I sit in it, I fuck it up. I learned that I fuck my shit up.
You know what? I break a lot of my things too.
I have
so
an
I understand.
expectation to keep the shit nice.
No, but that's okay. You know what? Whoa, that just completely disappeared in the sky. You know what that means? You just, like me, I'm like, I can't have the best things. Good things, sure. The best things, unless that
No.
bitch has a lifetime
It
warranty on
depends
it.
on the amount of money you're making. If you're making millions of dollars a
I
year,
don't know.
then yeah, you can because you can afford to get a new one. But
Hmm.
me, like, look at my. It may look like I have a lot of money here, but not really. This is a computer from 2011. That guitar was $150. That one was about, if you wanted to buy it, would be $100. This thing was about $60.
So good.
Yeah, I didn't buy most of it, so shit was given to me.
Dude, you'd be shocked at how much shit I get for free. It's just one of those things where, like, my couch. I have a very nice couch. It's free. You know what it is? When you know more people, and maybe you just give off the slightest hint of needing shit, or, like, at least give the impression that you're open to receive things, which I don't...
You need to stop doing that.
I don't think
You
I'm
need to
constantly
stop.
doing this.
I'm just saying, you need to stop acting like you're asking manipulate the situation because I'm
not
telling you right
saying
now,
that.
other people can see it.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to... This is me theorizing why
You
it
think
is...
you're so motherfucking slick.
No,
with people, and
no,
you're not.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm
That's
saying
what I'm saying.
No, I'm just trying to come up with a reason why I keep getting all this free shit. One of them is that I just know a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? But why is it offered to me? I got a message from my cousin today. Hey, you want this 46-inch TV? It's not a great TV, but it's exactly the same TV I have in my bedroom, just 6 inches bigger.
It's because
so
you're
I said
a fucking,
yes.
you're a tall fucking white blonde dude. It's what you deserve.
What?
I was just saying.
Why? No, maybe.
That's why
Okay,
they're
maybe
giving
that's
it to
true.
you,
That could
yeah.
be true. But like this couch, I don't really know this guy. I mean, granted, he knows Bree, who I live with, and
I think it's purely you just interact with a lot of fucking people.
no, I do think that's what it is.
You know, I mean, 'cause
But was I the
doing-
sixth person in line to be offered this couch, or the first person in line?
You probably weren't the first.
I just had a guy who I've met 2 times in my life from across the country hit me up and say, hey, you interested in that Niners game? He knows I'm a Niners fan, and he has an extra ticket to the Packers-Niners playoff game.
pretty awesome.
Now, granted, I was the second one in line for that. The first person in line did take it, but I'm like, that is so thoughtful. You're from Wisconsin. You don't know 1,000 people who are actually from the area who love the Packers who'd like to go? Thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
I know. I was literally like, I was looking at flights. I was on a trail run with Skipper, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be a hell of an
I
expensive
don't know.
trip.
I tell you what, though, you leave an impression on people.
that I want free shit.
No, you do. You do. I see you. I see with certain people. People are very impressed with you. Sometimes it's either or. They're
Yeah,
like
some
very
people
impressed
really
with
don't
you,
like
or they just don't like you for whatever reason. It's because I don't know. It's because you don't sound like a fucking idiot most of the time.
Yeah, most of the
and you're
time.
not afraid to
Talk.
to talk to people.
You know what? I think you and I both, and I think you're the same way, mind you. We have strong opinions, but we're not set in the opinions. Like we're willing to if we hear
I am
something,
not gonna
have
be
a thing
rigid,
to say. No, we're not
'cause
rigid.
You can't look. Whenever you're just dealing with other people, you can't be. You can't have an expectation for anybody.
True.
To share your fucking view on shit.
So maybe a strong
unless it's something fundamental, right?
Yes.
So I think there's certain boundaries that people set. You know, it's like I can be friends with certain people, but if they're like, they'd be like, I've been moving up into KKK, I might fucking second guess that relationship.
So
with
maybe
that
strong
person.
opinions isn't the right word. I'm just trying to we're willing to engage people we don't know when they say things that whether we don't agree with or we just find it to be fun to be like, what? To maybe we're just curious. Maybe that's what it is. We're just curious people. And so when I meet strangers who say wild shit, I'm like, I want to interact right now with you and see how you think the way that you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I'm either really wrong or you're really wrong.
That's what's great. It's just your interest.
Yeah.
And you're kind of you kind of have an open mind and you got to find
Well, otherwise you make a
joy
lot of enemies.
into talking to, honestly, it's easy to just be miserable with fucking people, So you got to find something to grasp onto that you can fucking get off on. Whether it's just an interesting conversation or a story or just the absurdity of somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and because
don't you want, like, those people are interesting. Don't you want to know what makes them
sure
clunk?
And
I don't know if it's click, it's clunk.
Clunk.
It's just so.
What the fuck is the matter with you? What, did you hit your head or something?
No.
You don't know what a fucking tube is?
No, I did that on purpose. Like something's clunking, like something clunk at the end.
Oh, okay.
It's purpose.
Oh,
yeah.
that's clever.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of people in my life. Like when
I thought you were a little concussed or something.
No.
If anybody thinks that Ryan's slurring his words, please write us at Lost as well.
Oh yeah. Fuck you. Not you, Kyle, but you people out there. I love all 11 of you.
Thanks, Ryan.
But y'all ain't sharing this worth a damn. I think we're still 100 listens at this rate away from our McNuggets. This is just unacceptable.
Yeah.
Have a heart. Share it with someone, for the love of God.
Yeah, you fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, and this is not the end. We're going to make you listen to another 2 hours of this shit.
Tonight.
I really do want to find that message I sent you, because I know there was one. Oh, it's right here. Nope. Oh, yes. Okay.
Very good.
So it was something. Why did I bring it up with Jamie? I was talking about. First off, I am aware. I asked my doctor buddy. This is not crazy. That you know. Oh, thank you, good sir. Males that work in gynecology are looked at by the rest of the doctoral, the rest of the doctor.
Like perverts.
Little pervy.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. You had all these doors at your disposal. You decided to go through the one that would give you 24 access to vaginas?
But,
Get
gall.
the fuck out of here.
You know?
It's like too obvious.
To do that.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, he's just like, he thinks he can get away with murder. Trust me, that motherfucker, he's diddling you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have also heard from doctors who, they all have to go through residency, so I don't know, I think they go through the gynecology as well, but they don't typically involve, they sit back, or they, do the home medicine where they do physicals, whatever they do.
Yeah.
That they're like, you know what, when you see these things, it's just a body. You're just shutting it off. I'm like, yeah, sure.
No.
But maybe it's because 98% of people
I don't believe that shit, man.
I think
I shut it off. Be like, you're fucking lying.
No,
you shut it off so I can see that you're shutting it off. But
no, I could believe that because the same concept is like for a gay person, a guy. There's a gay guy in the locker room, say, for me, and it's like it's the assumption like, oh, what if he's looking at my dick because he wants to see my dick? What if I was in the girls' locker room? It's like, well, even if I was in the girls' locker room, how many of those women would I actually find attractive? 2? I don't know. Most of them I probably would not find attractive. I don't find every girl attractive, just like gay guys don't find every dick attractive. So if they're in the locker room,
sure.
They're not going to just be like just in their mind jerking off to these.
But here's the thing.
You've seen most of the dudes in locker rooms. It's not pleasant to look at.
It's such a fucking taboo, man. You want to look anyways.
No, I look.
I mean, if there's an old lady and she's walking around topless, I'm going to
Dude, I
at
saw
the old lady's tits.
a dude. I always look.
And if there's a fucking dude, too, I'm going to look at that guy's dick.
Absolutely. It's just curiosity, but it's not a curiosity from a sexual thing. It's just
whatever you want to tell
How often do you
yourself,
see a dick in real life? Just mine. Ever.
Well, you used to go to the gym all the time.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the only other time. So I'm like,
maybe that's what you need in your life.
It's a way of
you need
immediate
more dick in your
comparison.
life, dude.
I
out
used to get
to
a
the
lot
gym,
more
see
dick in my life.
Get more
but
dicks.
I'm not showering in the gym anymore. Like I used to go before work every day and shower before work, but now I go like weird times of the day. I just
You were
pop in.
so much happier back then.
All those dicks, dude. Maybe it was just a realization, dude. Some people have huge flaccid penises. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
what?
very impressive.
I'm like, my penis is just, I think, when it's at its full potential, fabulous, But when it's not, when it's not its full, no, I'm saying I think, proportionally, it's good. But when it's at its flaccid state, I could just look like,
You have a regular sized dick. That's because that's because you have a regular sized dick.
I don't know if I have a regular sized flaccid penis. I think
There's not a fucking super dick out there and be like most of it lays inside me.
No,
in
I
weight."
just think that maybe some people, whatever that material is in the dick that swells up when blood hits it, maybe has an excess of it.
I think your dick is the appropriate size for a 6 foot tall male.
Yes, no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, you go to the gym, and especially older gentlemen, maybe it's because their dick's just fighting to keep up with gravity's effect on their balls, but, like,
it's also how fat you are, too. Because some of that fatness will fucking pad out your dick area.
Yeah, and yes, so a guy saw the gym yesterday. I was going to the sauna, but it was closed. So I was coming back, and the first thing I see is this fat man, and his ass. First off, is crack. What happens when you're really fat is that fat just slides and just fills that upper portion of crack. And all you end up having is this little like mock doll ass where it's like a 6-inch line that goes from like mid cheek under to the gooch. And he had this like the fat he had a perfect round red circle around his like it was like a bullseye over his ass crack. I'm like, what kind of underwear are you wearing to get that? And he was drawing his crotch in the most aggressive manner. And I see the weirdest shit in restrooms. Like I've told you many times, I've seen dudes just like blow drying their dick and balls.
I'm just saying, but if you are going to do that in front of another guy, don't you want to do it aggressively and not
just make everyone keep
you don't
their
want to do it
distance?
slow or you don't want to look like a pussy with your dick. Be like, I'm not no pussy, bro. I get to it.
Dude, I normally just give the lightest wipe down. And I'm like, I'm going to go a little wet into these boxers.
You sit there, I can see you. You're sitting there, you get the towel, get a little spit on the end of it, dab your penis.
Oh, what are you talking about? I'm talking when I get out of the shower.
You look at it, dab it.
No!
I've been really wringing my dick out lately when I pee because I've been wearing these.
Useless. Oh, those will show piss in a second.
And not wear boxers.
That forest green, like, and then that material in particular.
Yeah, and there's no fly on them.
Dude, I have a pair of shorts just like that. I'm like,
100%
of the time I get urine.
I do it, and I do it until I see the little
blood come out.
No, the little mouth goes.
Oh yeah.
and then I see that there's no more pee coming out it.
You know what's funny?
And then I know I'm good.
I thought about this when I was younger. Like when you squeeze the tip of your penis, like you don't need to squeeze it that hard, but you just squeeze it and pull the skin of the tip. This is for the uncircumcised folk out there. Maybe circumcised. Or no, the circumcised folks out there.
It's for everybody.
Well, I don't know how it works with the uncircumcised.
I'm just saying everybody can enjoy it.
Okay, yes, but just, all right, but for the circumcised
for all
penis,
ages.
If you just grab the tip and you just pinch it and you watch that little hole turn into, like, literally the end of a hot dog. You can wrinkle squeeze the end of your penis tip.
To make it look like a scrunched up.
You could take a picture of that and a picture of the end of a hot dog and say, which is the penis?
You mean like the cartoon version of a hot dog where the it's like flayed out on the end of the hot dog?
No, you just you don't do anything with it. You just grab literally the tip and you just squeeze make the hole close, like real tight, like push the skin and make the tip, the hole squeeze close. The skin wrinkles right there when you do that, when you pinch it like that. And it looks just like, I'll send you a picture of my dick hole later, and then you can compare it to a hot dog.
Yeah, maybe we could make it our new
I can't believe you haven't done that. You
photo.
Don't pinch your penis tip hole and look at it? When you're
Why
younger,
would I
at least?
pinch it, though?
Not hard. God damn it, Kyle.
I mean, I guess
Can you go to the bathroom real quick and just pinch your pee-pee hole tip? Please, just for the sake of the podcast.
I think I understand what you're saying.
I don't think you do. Because you said the flayed end. What the fuck what could you even do to your penis to make it look like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe your dick mouth has, like, I don't know.
What?
Maybe you've got
tentacles
some
coming out of it?
condition or something. I don't know, man.
That'd be scary.
So, why haven't I seen your dick?
We had an opportunity. I've seen your ass.
It's because he doesn't have dick confidence.
I am a pretty That's
okay, man.
What's the word for people who don't like to be naked in front of other people? Human, but other than that,
Yeah.
or Americans.
I think that's how I am with it.
What is it?
I'm not like, let's say our
Not
buddy,
shy. What's
our
the
buddy
term?
Lance.
Oh, you ain't never gonna see nothing, dude. No, I have a
Lance
list
be swimming with his T-shirt on and shit.
I have a black book of friends who I want to see shirtless or naked.
Wait,
and I have seen.
Do you actually have something written down?
No, I don't.
Okay,
but I'm saying, like, if I was to have it written down, and Brandon, who will listen to this, our friend, he also has the same names on his list, which are friends who Isn't it seem odd to you to have a friend who you've known for damn near a decade or more, who you've many a times been in water, near water, around water, or in any circumstance, and never seen their nipples ever? Isn't that weird to you?
I feel like I've seen his nipples.
Not a fucking chance.
Really?
Not when, where, name it. You would never forget it.
I mean, I'm sure they look like nipples, man.
You never know. You don't know what's going on. I knew a dude with no belly button, and I knew a dude with a belly button that was like an inch and a half out of his gut. It was like a little finger. So you don't know what's going on.
That's an umbilical hernia, folks.
Both kids I play baseball with, actually.
Yeah.
So I have a couple large.
I always think it's like, oh yeah, I'm like, whoever the guy that got paid to cut the fucking, the tube from the placenta, like fucked up.
That's a real. I'm like, but can't you go back and fix it?
That's what I'm thinking. I never thought. I'm like, you get one shot and that's it. Like
Yeah.
the husband's got to cut it, and you're just left with whatever.
My buddy's cut all of his kids' umbilical cords
Yeah, I don't think it's. I guess it's
and
not that
delivered
hard.
his own child. I've told you this before. We've talked about this.
He birthed it.
That's what they call it. He was there to catch the baby.
Oh.
Like, are you 100% confident? If you drop your kid, you're gonna hate yourself forever.
Man, it's fine, bro. It's fucking instinctual, bro. That's what
No.
we're fucking. It's in our DNA.
If I gave birth to a child, I would never in a million years let Jamie catch the baby. Her catching
Catch it?
ability. Yes. Someone's catching the baby when it comes out.
You are.
I understand that, Kyle. I'm saying I trust my hands, right? But even in that circumstance, like risk reward. What's the reward? I get to tell my friends I delivered my baby. Risk? I drop my baby.
The fuck? It's not shooting out of the fucking thing.
You don't know. Have you ever watched it? I've
It's
watched
not-
videos. It slips out unexpectedly. First, it's just the head, and you're like, oh, the shoulders, and then it's like body. The whole thing just slips out real fast.
Yeah, but you have a fucking idea where it's coming. It's not
Yeah.
like it's like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
and
but it's also
blah.
not a football, and you got receiver's gloves on. This thing is a little slimy skin. It's almost like Vaseline, baby, and it's coming out. And
First off, and you know what? She shouldn't be standing
you're
up anyways.
outrageous, Kyle. The fact that are you just 100% confident you're going to catch your baby just shooting out of your wife?
It's not going to shoot out. 'Cause
It is.
First off, she's going to be laying the fuck down. She's going to be laying
She's
down.
not on the ground. She's on a hospital bed, which could be at least 4 feet high.
But I'm delivering this fucking baby, right?
Yeah.
So in this hypothetical situation, I'm delivering.
No, it's in a hospital room.
Okay, hospital room. Fine, that's the rules. So hospital room. I mean, there's the fucking. It's something. How many? It's the table.
No, because why would
She's
you?
laying on the table. Where
No,
the fuck
the
is
baby doesn't
gonna
just
go?
fall under the table, because if it did, what's the point of the hands at all? You might as well just lay out some hot bath water there.
It's state-of-the-art fucking hospital. I'm sure they got like a little, like a papasan thing to catch the babies now.
But like a suicide trampoline?
Well, I'm sure they don't call it a suicide trampoline.
You don't know. That baby's cold as shit coming out of there. Instant suicide
I'm just saying
feelings.
they probably just have like a little cradle and they just boop, it just pops out.
I don't
goes
know.
into the
I
thing.
picture this as the wife's ass crack / vagina is at the end of this cold metal bed, and then it goes from vagina to nothing. And then it's just the husband's hands holding there. Almost like catching something rolling off a countertop in your kitchen. That's what I picture, is that you are the last line of defense for the egg. You know when you put an egg on the countertop, if it's not even, it'll roll a
It's
little
just
bit?
something you have to do as a human being. Be like, and if you fuck up, then your kid deserves
You don't
to
deserve-
die. You don't deserve to be a parent.
I guess, but maybe that is not what it's actually like.
Just think of how much less people there'd be in the world if people went by that.
Yeah, and we told
They're
like
like,
when
you have to catch your baby, and if you're by yourself, you're fucked.
that's actually not a bad idea. I think it's also necessary, and this is a way to help just limit the population and maybe make sure that we have slightly more athletic and capable parents, is that you tell them you can only use one hand.
Yeah, Hitler tried to do that.
Try to one, just like, all right, you got one hand to catch your baby. I don't know what the percentage drop in success. I guess you try and body catch your baby, but we'll do, you got it's a hands rule. Only use hands. You can't use your body to catch the baby.
You can't no body, can't
No.
use no T-shirt either. That's
No,
what I'd be doing. I'd be like,
your ass comes in butt ass naked.
come on,
no
baby.
teeth. It's like doing a drug test.
push, push, push.
Oh, I did a drug test just recently, by the way.
You did a drug test?
Yeah, he's like, don't flush, don't flush, don't flush. I almost flushed.
You're like,
'Cause I was
I'm sorry.
So I'm like, what's more natural? This random man telling me not to flush, or me flushing after I pee into a toilet bowl? It was me flushing after I peed into a toilet bowl. I didn't do it, but I was like, every
all you gotta
instinct
do-
was to.
Just think Troy's house.
Do you?
Our buddy Troy, they don't flush the toilet when they pee because if it's yellow, they let it mellow.
Oh, I did not know that. Oops, I've been raising their
I flush it too.
water bill.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, that's
We're the only ones that use that bathroom, anyways.
especially
You know
in the
what I've never
morning
s-
because
Troy-
everybody's just drinking shit tons of coffee and it
Yeah.
just reeks of
Yeah, I ain't gonna be good. It's gonna be way too yellow.
coffee. Piss is the worst kind of piss.
What do you feel about coffee shits, though? Is that also bad? Because they're not
Yeah,
normally
let's
solid.
Be honest. I don't. That's why the people that say coffee's good for you, I'm like, I don't think so. Because your body, everything your body's telling you is it's bad for you.
Your body starts shaking, you start shitting yourself. It's so good.
Got antioxidants in it.
Yeah. Well, I read actually recently. It's just because it's a stimulant. It's the same reason why they call it the
All stimulants do that.
the Nick shits. It's called Nick shits. Nicotine, like cigarettes
Oh,
in
Nick shits.
vapes, is because it's a stimulant.
Yeah.
And so when your body gets a stimulant, it's not just that you have a little more energy, it's that the process of your body starts speeding up. So digestion speeds up, your rectum, everything starts pushing things out faster, so your body's just like, let's move things along here.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. It's kind of like nicotine is the guy in the Titanic who switched the speed from slow to fast to avoid the iceberg. That's what your body is when you smoke a cigarette, hit a vape, or have a cup of coffee. It's you telling the people down in the engine room to go fast.
Oh, gotcha. So
That's
you're
what's
just
happening.
you're fucking coals on the fire.
Yeah. So if you want to, if you haven't pooped in 3 days, smoke a cigarette while drinking a cup of coffee on a toilet.
Dude.
You will shit.
Bro, because when I used to smoke, well, I haven't smoked in
Really? Good for you.
like a week.
Hey.
But I'd wake up, make a cup of coffee, sit there, smoke a cigarette, and man, like I would torture myself because I would have to take a shit.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through the cigarette, but I wanted to finish
What are you
the
gonna do?
cigarette.
Yeah.
Gotta finish the
You
cigarette.
can't take it with you.
Yeah, can't take it. Yeah, because I don't smoke in my fucking house.
You
I'm not a
smoke, like-
piece of shit.
Yeah.
There's people that fucking beat their children do that type of shit.
That is true. I immediately think you smoke in your house, you definitely at least want to hit your kids.
Yeah.
I mean, most people want to hit their kids.
You're
But you're
hitting
really
something.
close to actually doing
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
your violence is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just aren't. No, that's pretty much right.
In 2022.
Yeah.
You're smoking inside.
Dude, I once, when I was smoking, I only smoked for like a short period of time, like where I was actually buying myself cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Very short period of time. But I remember when I got back from Europe, which is where I developed this habit, I had a cup, I was sneaking a cigarette because I didn't want anyone to know, my family. I'm 21,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but still. And then I go out and I have a cup of coffee and I'm standing in the front yard. I take a sip of the coffee, I hit the cigarette, and I'm like, "Pop!" Instantly, I just fling the coffee on the grass.
Oh,
I
wow.
flick the cigarette. I squeeze my ass together. I run and I shit myself on the way into the house.
Yep.
I'm like, I can never combine these two.
Yeah.
I just took a shower.
That day
I didn't
you
even-
started the biggest fire in California's history.
right at my front lawn. I mean, it was just 0 to 1,000, dude.
That's what it does,
0
man.
to 1,000.
Fucking shit's real.
I'm like, you telling me all that poop was sitting that close to my asshole all day? I was just living my life with poop that
it's
close.
that water shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's just all that loose shit just hits the back door real hard.
But I'm like, I clearly don't know anatomy because I'm like, I know for a fact, based on my track record, I had farted multiple times that morning. How is it even possible for a fart to slip past that much poop?
Is there something like with your asshole that's kind of like, like we have like there's a few basically doors
submarine?
you have to go through to get to the outside. Is there like a stage 1 and then or like some type of vestibule or sally port in the middle of some sort that you got to go through before you get to the outside?
Dude, it's probably like going into, wherever they keep all the bioweapon stuff, and you got to go through the different stages of getting cleaned out.
Yes.
And so maybe
Is that happening there?
I don't know, because again, there is no way I could have all that poop sitting at the exit door. That's almost like they're just like zombies, just banging on the door, and then they let a fart out. That means they would have to. The door opens to let a fart out, but no zombie turds get through. I don't believe it. There's separate exits here, or like separate doorways to the same exit
Dude,
door.
it was at night, and it was like I was just kind of like nodding off, just laying in the bed. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh my God. And I felt like something coming. And I felt like I shit myself.
Of course you did. Because
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
It felt like it.
That's
I
weird.
felt for sure like something came out.
Maybe they just breached through the one barrier into
That's
like
what
the
I was
exit
thinking.
cavity.
I was like, so that feeling I had, it didn't go all the way out, but it went into that
like the final exit.
vestibule.
Yeah. This sounds ridiculous, but you telling me again, like, especially if you're farting when you have diarrhea, and as soon as you sit down, you diarrhea. I'm like, how does a fart make it out your butthole, but liquid diarrhea doesn't come along for the ride? How? I don't get it.
It's the same way when you eat something, it doesn't go in the air hole. It goes in the other hole. That's why they go, you only use, 10% of your brain. But it's just like,
At a time.
I don't know how the fucking liver works. I don't know how a fucking pancreas works.
Well, that's patently false. The 10% of your brain. That's absolute horseshit. That's not true at all.
Yeah, but for the sake of this conversation, okay? Jesus Christ.
Well, no, it's true. I'm pretty sure. You know how, like, I can't think of a good example, to be completely honest, but, like, think of, like, any sort of flap on a thing.
Bullshit based on what, motherfucker? Give me the evidence. What? Propose your fucking case,
There have been
man.
hundreds of studies that show the function of the brain and what lights up when what happens, and that's just not true at all. The whole brain is function,
Yeah, I
maybe
guess
not
the
at the
whole
same
brain
time.
does, yeah,
I mean, that's just outrageous. Because then, like, you could just get shot through the head. What's the fucking point?
Where'd that come from anyways?
It's probably potential. It was probably based on the concept of potential. Maybe we only reach 10% of our potential,
Yeah.
and they
It's just
and they
some
attribute
bullshit
it to
people
brain.
said, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could look up tons of shit that isn't real. Do you know that obviously the whole staying in front of a TV close makes you crow cross-eyed? That's bullshit. Oh, it's a fun fact.
Sure.
This isn't a
It's cold outside.
wives'
You get
tale.
pneumonia.
Why is it a wives' tale, by the way? But anyways,
Old wives' tale.
this isn't a wives' tale. This is just something that I learned recently that I know. I'm going to go on a limb and say 90% of people out there thought the same way I did, which was a defibrillator. Is that how you say it? Defib or fib? Defibrillator?
Defibrillator.
R's the last word, not the fourth word?
R's the last letter.
Last letter. Okay. All right. So a defibrillator does not start a heart. The only purpose of a defibrillator is to fix the like a rhythmic heartbeat or something like that.
And
It's
fix an arrhythmic.
well, like
heart-
if your heart's beating wrong.
Yes.
So if you have no heartbeat,
It's like a reset.
yeah, there's no heartbeat, it won't do shit. The only purpose of the heartbeat or the defibrillator is to make your irregular heartbeat go back to being a regular heartbeat.
Well, then
The
how
only
come you always see when people flatline?
is bullshit. That's a movie thing. The only thing that gets that is pumping, chest compressions.
Oh, to actually move. Oh, so yeah, shocking. It's not going to get it to.
It's not going to get it to pump. It's just going to get the heartbeat to hopefully normalize. Which every movie goes flat. Get the defibrillator. It's like, what are you going to make it go from flat to like a better flat? Like, that's all you're going to get. It's going to pop for a second because you shocked the bitch, but it's not going to.
Really?
Yeah, just learned that yesterday, and I was like, movies. I mean, it looks way cooler, right? Because what do? Keep pumping.
Oh, thank God I don't have a fucking defibrillator.
Oh my God! You know what's funny?
I'd be fucking be like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
All you do is just burn the shit out of them. Because they got that, dude. Because it's at every gym, right? They'll have a
Sure,
little box
yeah.
there. A lot of
Yeah,
places
they
they'll
have
have
them
it
at
there.
grocery stores and
Yeah,
shit.
and it's like, do you really want, Billy Bob to grab that and just stick it on your child and do nothing?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's why any building where those things are,
Yeah.
there's somebody in that building that's supposed to be trained.
That's
on
true.
that.
I say yeah, that's true. And maybe they're just hoping someone there knows what they're doing. Like there's an actual nurse or a doctor
Yeah.
or someone.
And my thing is, if somebody says they're a doctor, should we trust them?
You know what? They're really
Is there a
confident.
doctor in the house and be like, yeah.
I mean, look, if you're on an airplane and only
You
one
sound too
person comes
confident
up,
with that.
yeah, it's like, well, no one else is going to do anything, so you might as well try.
Yeah.
At least you got balls.
Anybody got balls?
Because my guess is if they did that, either they just want to be near death, or they
wanna
just
be
seen
helpful.
a lot of TV, and they just feel like they're.
I feel like most people have probably been trained on the basic shit just through their work and people. I mean, most people work for some big corporation, and 100% of these
Yeah.
places have some type of like CPR type.
Yeah, and
training
even if you're
things
not
like
up to
that.
date on the newest one, it's like, well, it did work at one time. That's why they made it that.
newest
So
one.
it does work. Whatever method you learned, it works.
Yeah.
It's not like they're like, no, that was just killing
Because
people
like
for
now,
4
I don't
years.
think they have you like breathing into the person. It's
No, that's
just
back.
chest.
It's back.
Oh, it is
The
back.
breathing's back. Because when we learned, they were like, it's pointless.
But they
Just-
took it away, right?
They did take it away.
Okay.
And they're like, wow, like, we're bringing everyone back to life, but then they can't speak, walk. They even have,
Well, yeah, 'cause
oxygen
right
in their
now, my
brain for
fucking
20 minutes.
first aid kit, I have the mouth guards.
Yes. They've changed it. Mm-hmm. It makes sense again.
Which you can also use for cunnilingus.
How? Did you stick your dick through the breathing hole?
No, cunnilingus is fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Eating a pussy.
Oh, that's right.
Fellatio is dick sucking.
Oh, is it?
Cunnilingus is.
Oh, I thought that they were
vagina
interchangeable for either one. I thought they were both oral.
No. Cunnilingus is vagina sucking. So yeah, you just put it over there, just a beaver dam, if you will. And then you just go to town.
Oh.
You know? Or if it smells, and she won't take offense to it, do some type of block. Maybe you can get scented ones.
Interesting. You know what? You know what's funny? Growing up, whenever in movies, they'd be like, "Oh, flavored condoms." First off, I've never had one, but whenever I heard about it in movies, I was like, "What? Did the girls suck on the condom while it's in the dick?"
Ew.
I'm like, "What's the point of a flavored condom? Is that what it is?" I was like, "So the guy puts it on, the girl sucks on the condom."
No, I mean that's what
to
you're
get the
supposed to do.
No, I think it just like makes it probably has the stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
It maybe just makes your penis once it's taken off. Tastes like blueberries?
No, that's the condom that tastes like that.
Well, then, but why? Who would suck on a condom?
A lot of people do
Why?
not spread venereal fucking diseases. Yes,
Not
you could
no
fucking
venereal
catch an
diseases.
STD that way.
I understand that, but I'm saying sucking, mouth sucking.
Yeah, I mean,
Why would you? Is that a thing? I've never heard of that in my life. But then again,
But
who
you're
am I?
gonna.
Where would I
I mean,
hear
if
this?
a woman puts a dick in her mouth, she's gonna taste the condom.
If the condom's on,
I don't. Yeah.
I understand that. I didn't know anyone that did something like that. Any
Is
ladies
it just
out
the
there?
condom? Is it just oral sex with a condom?
No,
then?
I would assume you just wouldn't have the condom on.
Yeah, but
You would just suck the dick without the condom.
yeah, but since you're
And then
supposed to,
once
you
you're
want to
going to
prevent
have sex and
venereal
there's an
diseases.
actual possibility of pregnancy, then you put the condom on. Or you do sex first, then take the condom on, hope you didn't finish, and then you get to do oral.
No, because if you really fucking give a shit, you're supposed to use the condom the whole time, Ryan. Because even if you're not necessarily ejaculating, the fluids there or whatever you could still transmit the STD.
Shows what I
so
know.
it doesn't have to be to completion.
Yeah? All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's keep on going. I'm an idiot.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I know.
Today, Ryan learned what cunnilingus is. You know what, man? I tell you what. When I was 32, there's a lot of shit didn't know.
Dude,
that I
you're
don't
just
know.
learning what I still don't know. Yeah. Man, dude, I take it
You're
back.
taking your shirt off.
Yeah, I'm cooking in here. Cooking. Oh, I
Look
started
at the forearms on that one, guys. If you guys could see what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, baby.
I got a new deodorant. Please. Thank you. Oh, wait a second.
What's up with that shit?
Well, I've
On
been,
a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate that motherfucking shit as?
I have no. I'll say not. It's not bad. It smells fine.
Not bad. We'll say that's.
I'm only getting it because it's aluminum free
Ooh.
and it's made from all natural products. It's not like.
So it won't cause butt cancer or whatever
I guess.
fucking aluminum does.
Dude, that is really hard to find. I literally, it was the only deodorant in all of Walmart that didn't have aluminum and was
Isn't
made
it? What
with
is it?
natural
Just
oils and stuff.
native deodorant?
Might have been.
Is that what it is?
It was the only one.
Yeah.
And it was so. Oh, that was the other thing. It was so freaking hard to find one that was aluminum free.
It's also.
It was crazy.
Because I think you can get just a deodorant that's aluminum free. But I think an antiperspirant is what you'll have a hard time finding a fucking. Because honestly, in the shit, because I have some of the natural stuff, it really doesn't work.
No,
No, my fucking stank just penetrates that fucking weak ass, vanilla and coconut.
I'm still okay right now, but I had a very active day, so I think nothing was going to stand up to what I did today, unless I but just straight up.
So Ryan's just reaching his hands out and grasping. That's what he did today.
Were
you climbing something?
Well, I went to the gym and then I took Skipper. We went on 2 trails. We went on one trail near Towsley and went running on that one.
Cool.
And then I realized it wasn't the one I wanted to be at. I went to the wrong one. So we ran back to the car and I drove to another one because I knew that this one, at the end of it, has a couple mini waterfalls. I'm talking like 3 or 4 feet, right? And the last 3 times I've taken him, I knew there was no water, but it's a pretty hike. It's mostly in the shade. I mean, it's pretty.
Isn't there water now though?
Oh, there was a shitload of water. It was
Yeah.
great, and there was a freaking school trip. So like it was tough. And I'm like, it's Tuesday. What are you doing? But I got to the end. I took my shoes off, my socks off. I went in the water a little bit, like up to my knees. Skipper came in. I was throwing the ball in the water. It was wonderful. But we ran there and ran back, and it was just a lot of running.
I went to Canyon Park today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good park. You go all the way down past the baseball field with a little.
Yes, so we
It's
just
a
found that
ha-
place.
You just found. Oh, it's a haven.
Because I always walked up
pretty.
the other way up the hill.
You take your dog off. You're like, as long as I don't let him run this way, just
Yeah.
keep him that way. It's like
Yeah.
a goal. You're good.
That's nice. Yeah, we went out. We got some. She got a McChicken. I got a double cheeseburger.
Wait, you had-
a couple small fries. Made a little date night. We brought Dottie or day lunch, I guess.
Yeah.
date lunch.
You got a double cheeseburger.
One
French
double
fries.
cheeseburger and a small
This is
fry.
because you're just watching your diet, or because you were full.
No, because I had that morning. I had a egg and cheese sandwich. So I was like,
I don't
But
think
still.
in my life I've had a McChicken and been like, okay, what now? Like here
"Well,
we
see, did you hear all the shit that you did today? So you can eat like that. I can't. I'm just sitting on my fucking ass all the time. So everything I eat's gonna go right to the hips." So I got to be a little more mindful about that stuff, especially if I'm just going to sit at home hopefully, for the next month.
go. You know what?
Right now, I'm taken out of work fully until Friday.
Have you not heard back from the doctor then?
What do you mean?
Did they not extend you if they wanted you back tomorrow?
No, I asked them to extend it just till Friday because it was supposed to be tomorrow.
Why would they have you come back on a Wednesday?
So I told them, I'm like, can you extend it to Friday? Because Friday's my doctor's appointment. So I'm going to tell him. Let me tell him, just like, I don't want to do light duty at work. I want to just stay at home and recover.
Just
I go, 'cause
explain to
they're
them.
gonna
Just
have-
explain to them. Say light duty will never be light duty.
Yeah.
I am going to have to do crazy shit
That's what
because
I'm like, I
that's
don't want to be put in situations that it's going to be a detriment to myself or feel like I have to do something I shouldn't be doing.
Say, I might have to drag 40 pounds of wire up a hill, climb a 20-foot pole.
Or even if it was like, oh, they want me to fucking drive to Escondido to fucking make phone calls for 6 hours, then drive back. That's what they were doing for light duty. So, no.
Who are you making phone calls to?
Future customers.
What?
Yeah.
Sales calls?
It's no. Just saying, want to confirm your appointment.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
And half the time, people are so fucking pissed off because you're like the fourth person that called them. You're like the first person that called me today. I'll be like, I'm sorry, sir, but I just want to confirm. Can I confirm? Yeah, I already fucking confirmed it. Okay, sorry, sir.
Well, that's
And
AT&T
You do
for
that
you.
for fucking. That's not who I work for. We do not say
I
its
mean
name.
Spectrum. I mean Kaiser Permanente. I mean
Exactly.
Cars. Luna.
Kaiser.
Yeah,
it's hard being a doctor, man. Doing doctor shit, stethoscopes and
You're a
whatnot.
nurse, bitch.
Yeah, go up to the people. It's beaten, right? Hey, any day above ground's a good day.
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow?
What?
I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take Skipper to Buddy's house, play with her dog. I'm going to go see a couple movies.
Have you seen Spite Man?
I did. I loved it.
You loved it.
Loved
I haven't
it.
seen it yet.
Did you see the other two?
The other two what?
The other two Spider-Men, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you look at me like that?
I'm just like, yeah, of course I've seen
No,
those.
you'd be
I'm
shocked
like,
at how
the
many
other
people
two-
are like, no, do I have to see them? Yes!
Hey,
It's like,
I've
to
seen
me,
them.
that is such an outrageously stupid question. I will take that back. I'll take that back one step. With Marvel, sometimes I'm like, I understand if you want to see Thor, but you haven't seen Captain America. Be like, do I need to see Captain America? It's like,
There's
no.
also like 30, 40 movies.
Yes.
So it's
yes.
like.
But like, if you're going to see Infinity War or Endgame, you're like,
Yeah.
should I see the other ones? Like,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you should, because why would you give a shit about any of these characters unless you're an individual who's happy going to see a movie and to see bright lights?
Yeah.
You just want to see a fireworks show. You don't give a shit what's going on. You're just like, which is a lot of people, by the way.
Yeah, there is movies you can skip. I mean,
Oh, Suicide Squad 2? You don't need. They don't even call it Suicide Squad 2. It's called The Suicide Squad because they
Love
basically loved it, man.
that movie was the shit.
Did
Did you watch Peacemaker?
No, I'm stoked to watch it, but I want to watch that with someone. So I was like, who should I show because the first Suicide Squad put such a bad taste in
You'll
people's mouth.
like, dude. You'll love Peacemaker.
I know I will. No, I know I will. That's why I'm like, I want to watch it with someone, but no one has seen the second Suicide Squad, because the first one either they hated or they heard it was shit.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people, I'm like, dude, it's as if the first one didn't exist. I mean, really.
The first one. I mean, well, I
no-
shouldn't say that. I like the Birds of Prey.
Sure, that was fine.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
But like, you don't need to see that at all. There's, because you know who Harley Quinn is.
Yeah.
They bring her back, and then the guy is just the soldier. There is just a guy. He's an army soldier. You don't need to know shit about him. There's no backstory. It's just like he's a guy. He's leading this group, and he's the hard ass. That's all you need to know. You know, the actual non-super powerful guy.
Well, I think he's what the fuck was his name? Flag something.
Oh, maybe he's in the comics, but
Yeah,
like,
I think he is a character.
but regardless, you don't need a backstory for him. You get his motivation
Yeah.
really easily. You know, it's simple.
in a lot of these characters are like really into the nitty gritty of some of these comics.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
But that's more interesting because there's less pressure and they're weirder, and weird's interesting. You know what's not interesting? We talked about Superman.
Yeah.
Not interesting.
Yeah.
You know? The Hulk, to be completely honest, not that interesting unless he's paired up with someone, because when anyone gets too powerful, you're just like, I fucking don't care. I want the weird characters, the goofy ones,
Yeah.
you know? Some I've never even thought of. Polka Dot Man, are you kidding me?
I think they do so much better with that. Plus, it gives them a lot of liberty with the characters.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's why Guardians of the Galaxy was fucking great. Because everybody's like, nobody read that shit back then.
And so you can make the characters whatever you want to make them. You want to make them witty and clever and
it's
funny
there's
and weird.
a fucking, there's a tree, and
Yeah.
then there's a fucking raccoon,
Yeah.
and it's going to be voiced by fucking
Bradley Cooper.
Stars Born.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. You know what's funny is like Warner Brothers. It's almost embarrassing. They keep making these movies and they suck, and then they have to fix them, and then the fix is wonderful. It's like, are you gonna learn?
If they took that movie and just were honestly the story was too much, but if they took that movie and made that a fucking 2-hour long version of it,
Yeah,
it would have been great.
or like the Justice League, Zack Snyder cut. I'm like, it was very long, but it was meant to be long. Or meant to be multiple movies. I was like, I watched that. And I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
And the first one, I hated it. I'm like, it's the
I
same
loathed it
movie.
too.
It's just editing. They just did editing, reshoots, try to make it a comedy. It's like, you know what it is? You had a whole boardroom of people being like, statistics show you have 10% more comedy at this point of the movie, that it has a 4% return on positive, reviews and smiles. And
Well, the thing is, it's like what they're doing at Kevin Feige or whatever the fuck, the main dude, basically in charge of everything. You know,
I didn't know that.
Is I mean, whatever he's doing is correct.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of it is they're really taking real things for, basically a lot of fanfare.
Well, I think you're also, what they're doing is they're hiring, like, the Suicide Squad. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy director. So, like, why don't we hire people who are fantastic and just let them make a movie?
Yeah.
Let them be involved in the writing process. Maybe not necessarily write it. Like, Zack Snyder's not a great
Gunn,
writer.
I mean, he's a comic book fan. I mean, he really wanted to bring, like, your stupid, that story about Starro.
Yeah.
And stupid characters like Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
And fucking Ratcatcher. And, apparently he wanted to bring in this character called, like, Bat Imp.
Yeah.
Which is like this, or Batmite or something like that. And it's like this other dimension, like, Batman thing that apparently was a little too crazy to put in the movie. But
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like Zack Snyder. So, like, yeah, sometimes he goes a little crazy, but, like, clearly what he had envisioned was completely different than what the suits of the company. Star Wars is the same thing, Disney, they fucked up too.
And it's gotta be real fun. Like, I don't know, like, I think Eternals could have been better if they just made it more...
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. I told you I liked it. I just thought they gave themselves an impossible task.
When it comes to eternal beings, I just never like the portrayal of these eternal beings that I feel like are going through puberty. And they've been alive for fucking hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
it drives me nuts.
Like at a certain point, aren't
Just
you
that
just
the
like,
way they behave and how they act, like teenagers act, and it just doesn't make sense to
That's
me.
a really good point.
There has to be an air of a being that's lived that long.
Because essentially you should, in a
That,
sense,
like,
be all
ultimately fucking jaded and just,
no, but at the same time, it's unless they're the characters. Let's just say they're immortal. All right,
Yeah.
obviously. So if they had the ability to have infinite capacity for memory and like almost like their brain is as powerful as anything could be, then they should be basically like God knowledge, to where they've seen every circumstance, person, type of thing imaginable, and so they can compute things. But maybe they just have a normal us brain in a body that can live for 1,000 years, and that's why they get that breakdown.
But
thing
still, you just have such an immense like fucking just wisdom, and I just feel like you would communicate in such a different way.
Yeah,
and I don't know, like I just feel like I wanted more of that. With these characters, I wanted this kind of like...
You want to be more impressed by them.
Yeah, I really wanted them to become their own thing. And when I saw it, I was just...
jealousy and pity and or
yeah,
like,
and it just seemed...
envy, all these other characteristics.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it.
Well, I don't think they were ever meant to be gods in the sense of their intellects. They were just...
But you could tell they wanted to do that.
Warriors.
Because there were certain things about the movie that were just, pertaining to how long they've been around and everything they've seen.
Yeah.
But I just didn't really feel it with the characters.
Well, there's some people I meet and they tell me their story and I'm like, wow, you've really what you were like, wow, you were like that as a kid, or you've really changed or grown or evolved through your life. And then there's some people who are just assholes later in life, and if you hear that they were just assholes as a kid, I'm like, would you be an asshole forever? Would you always be a dickhead? Like, can you have like an ignorant person? Is it even possible for them to forever?
Honestly, I think I'm very much like the person I was when I was fucking younger. I'm very much feel the same way about shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just different degrees of things, but I feel like I'm into the same things. I think people do kind of react, but I guess being an asshole, that's something you can fucking...
You should be able to change it, get humbled at some point. It's hard to get humbled if you're a super powerful being,
because I think people act out for different reasons. And that's going to become some type of habit that you're going to realize that, when you're an adult, acting out doesn't fucking yield that same benefit.
All right, I got a question for you. I was talking about this with one of my friends, and I just brought it up because he was listening to our podcast in reference to jazz, and he sent me a picture of a stadium filled for a jazz person. He sent me who it was.
Yeah.
He wanted me to show it to you. Maybe I'll show it to you later. And just the beat and the sound of the jazz music, and he's super into like EDM. Right, that's his shit. It's his favorite thing, musically. And I'm like, I wonder if, like I said, I could see how you would like EDM when liking this, because EDM is also like, while there's like a, symmetry to it, it's also can a lot of times be like, again, like a bunch of random shit kind of going on. And I'm like, I wonder if maybe there's like a, you can link people who like jazz. Like as a kid, or her parents introduced them to jazz, maybe those kids are more prone to fall into the interests of EDM. Whereas, like if a kid's brought up with classical, is it that they're possibly more prone to prefer? Probably not. No.
Maybe. I think somebody that. I guess. Maybe you can draw some similarities, like in the chaos of jazz music. But jazz is such a fucking to me, jazz could be like, Kenny G, or it could be like John Coltrane, or it can be like, I don't know.
But what did your parents play for you growing up? Like when they
classic rock.
Classic rock. That's what I grew up with.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Yes.
Dude, I remember I was so many places I've worked with. People are like, how do you know all the lyrics to these songs? Because they've been playing the same fucking songs on the radio.
What did you listen
for 40 years.
It's true, because like I have to imagine for my kids, I'll probably be playing them what I want to listen to, but I also like to think that I'll play them all the crazy shit that I like. Like I like a whole bunch of stuff. Now, right now, all I've been listening to be completely honest, is like classical type stuff, movie scores.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm just trying to like empty my brain a little bit lately because I feel like I'm always being just.
I think I need to stop listening to fucking podcasts.
Dude, like my run today, I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to podcasts. I'm just gonna. And it's amazing where your mind you can allow your mind to go when you don't listen to podcasts. Always listen to this one though, 24/7. But if you're not listening to ours, maybe just turn off the podcast.
Take a break from podcasts.
Yeah.
Stop listening to podcasts.
To people just talking in your
ear.
ear.
Lost at Will podcast.
Yes.
But stop listening to the other podcasts.
No, but it's so true because I'm like, I never give my brain time to just it's not meditation, but it kind of sort of is, right? Like the only thing to think about is whatever I have to think about.
Yeah.
And when I'm listening to a podcast, I don't think about anything other than
what they
the
think
specific
about.
thing they're talking about, what they're talking about. And I have that trouble with music sometimes too. So I've been listening to nothing but like classical lately because like it's the only time where I'm like, I have to think about stuff. I start thinking about my day, what I have to do, shit I should have done, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think music, you're using music to just kind of set a stage of whatever mood you want to gain from that situation. Be like, I want it to be calm and relaxing, so I'm going to play some fucking classical
When
music.
I went on my run with Stipper today, I just listened to classical movie scores, and I don't remember what I thought about, but it was whatever my brain wanted me to think about.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't distracted.
I use that. I use movies in the same way.
Yeah.
I'll put it on just like, honestly, I'll just put on some Marvel movie, just have it playing in the background, and just kind of, clean the house.
At that point,
do
it
whatever.
might as well just be, it's literally background noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and again, I'll pop in, watch a scene,
You know what? I'm going to start doing this. Legitimately. It's tough for me because sports are happening right now. I don't give a shit, but my 49ers are in the freaking playoffs.
Sports
They
ball!
won one game. So I do want to listen to those, but I'm like, why? There's no reason to listen to these. I know what's happening. I'm aware of what's going on. So I'm like,
oh, well.
I'm going to make a thing for the next.
You don't have to.
I don't want to go too far. 1 week.
Nobody's asking you to.
No, I'm doing this to myself. I like doing this. I think it's healthy to set stupid challenges for yourself. Okay. I'm not going to listen to any podcasts for the next week, which sounds really stupid, but like I listen to podcasts all the fucking time.
You know what? It's actually really easy for me. If I'm not working, if I was at work, this would be impossible.
Work's tough for me, dude. Or any sort of work.
But being at home, I don't listen to podcasts at home.
Okay, well then let's do. You do your first week at work. Try not to listen to podcasts.
No, I'm saying let's do it now.
Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. I'm not really working anyways, to be completely honest. I'm just doing nothing.
Let's do it now.
All right.
Stop listening to motherfucking podcasts, y'all.
No, let's not listen to podcasts till the next time you and I record a podcast. We'll make that hopefully next week, so we aren't late with our podcast again. But what do you think?
Fair. I'll do it.
We do not listen to podcasts, and I don't give a shit what we listen to musically.
Music.
Whatever you want.
We'll just make a point to listen to more music.
No, that's all it's going to be. That's the only option is going to be music.
I mean, because I'm going to be at home. So, like, just try to either just have music be the theme as opposed to, podcast or watching something.
No, I agree. All right, ooh, that's even better. I do read in the mornings. I'm going to keep doing that. Fuck you. But I'll try to also, if I don't have my book. God damn it, I left it at Jamie's house. It's very frustrating. Yes, I think that's the move. I like that. I guess we'll see what happens.
Shits, bro. I got these motherfucking boxes are full of fucking comic books. Way too much money.
Yeah, I'm still. I still have 6 books of this freaking series left to read. They're like 800 pages each. Every time it's just very frustrating. But
Well, I think that about wraps up the podcast today.
Let me tell you. All right, leave a review.
Subscribe. No, leave a fucking review.
Yeah.
If you give a shit about yourself.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You, who I see regularly,
Yeah.
my good friend who, you either in the wedding, could be in the wedding, but
don't
asked them to
touch
be in
little
the wedding.
fucking kids.
Stop being an asshole.
Grow up.
Share it with one person. It's kind of like pay it forward, but do it for us just because it's good.
Yeah, and stop listening to podcasts other than this one.
Other than this one. All right. Love you, Kyle.
Love you. Bye.